Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kaizen English. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic moments in Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first meeting between Aerith and Cloud. This moment is pivotal in the story, as it marks the beginning of a relationship that will play a crucial role in the events to come. Aerith, with her free spirit and kindness, meets Cloud, a mercenary with a mysterious and troubled past. Their interaction is both charming and revealing, establishing a contrast between their personalities that captivates players from the very start. Join me as we explore this memorable encounter and analyze how this first meeting sets the stage for so much of what's to come in the epic tale of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's get started.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
Huh? A flower?
That's right. It's a gift. You know, for scaring those things away.
What things?
Never mind. Think of it as a memento.
Just my luck.
I heard that, you know.
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer. In your case, it's on the house.
Huh?
Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
Look, I'm involved in things. Dangerous things.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So?
So keep your distance.
Wait, you think someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Okay, before we dive into the analysis of Aerith and Cloud's first meeting, I want to introduce someone special. Her name is Alice, and she's going to be our guide on this journey. Alice will be translating and interpreting the dialogue between Aerith and Cloud, making sure we all catch every detail. Please, Alice, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here and help you understand the conversation between Aerith and Cloud. Let's dive into their dialogue together.
All right, let's break down the first part of the scene. Aerith starts by asking Cloud if he's okay, showing her caring nature right off the bat. Cloud, always the tough guy, responds with a simple "I'm fine." Then, Aerith surprises him by offering a flower, a gesture that's both sweet and symbolic. Cloud's reaction, a flower, shows his surprise, as if he's not used to receiving such kindness. Aerith's reply, "That's right, it's a gift for scaring those things away," adds a bit of mystery, hinting at her unique abilities without revealing too much. When Cloud asks, "What things?" Aerith brushes it off with a "never mind" and gives him the flower as a memento, a little keepsake. Cloud's final line, "Just my luck," captures his mix of confusion and perhaps a bit of reluctance, but it's clear that this simple exchange is already starting to create a bond between them. What do you think, Alice?
I completely agree with your analysis, Jordan. The dialogue between Aerith and Cloud is simple yet layered with meaning, and that's what makes it so impactful. Let's break down some of the vocabulary and structure used here. First, Aerith's line, "Are you okay?" is straightforward, using the verb to be in its present tense. In Spanish, this would translate to "Estás bien?" It's a common phrase that expresses concern, and it's something we can use in everyday situations when checking on someone. Cloud's response, "I'm fine," is equally simple. He uses "I'm," which is a contraction of "I am," showing that even in a brief exchange, contractions are often used to make speech more natural. In Spanish, this would be "Estoy bien." Then we have Aerith's "Here, this is for you." Notice how she starts with "here," drawing Cloud's attention to the flower she's offering. This sentence structure is direct, and in Spanish, it would be "Aquí, esto es para ti." It's a great example of how to present something to someone in a polite and friendly way. Finally, Cloud's "just my luck" is an interesting phrase. It's a bit sarcastic and implies that Cloud often finds himself in unexpected or unlucky situations. In Spanish, you might say something like, "Que suerte la mía," to capture the same tone. Overall, the vocabulary here is simple, but the way it's used adds depth to the characters' interaction. It's a good reminder that even basic phrases can carry a lot of weight depending on the context and delivery.
Let's move on to the second part of the dialogue. Here, the interaction between Aerith and Cloud becomes a little more playful, but also reveals more about their personalities. When Aerith says, "I heard that, you know," she's showing that she's not afraid to call Cloud out in a lighthearted way. It's a simple sentence, but effective because it keeps the tone casual. Cloud responds with "how much," clearly thinking about money, which fits with his character as a mercenary. It's interesting that the conversation immediately shifts to something transactional, but Aerith surprises him by saying, "In your case, it's on the house." This phrase, which means something is free, adds a touch of kindness, showing Aerith's generous spirit. Cloud's reaction, "Oh," is brief, but says a lot. He's not used to people giving him things without expecting something in return, so it catches him off guard. Then Aerith continues, "Lovers used to get these when they were reunited." This is a very important line because it introduces some of the deeper lore behind the flower she gave him earlier. It connects to the idea of love and reunion, adding a sentimental value to the gesture. Cloud, always cautious, says, "Look, I'm involved in things, dangerous things." Here, he's trying to distance himself from Aerith, and the phrase "dangerous things" emphasizes his guarded nature. Aerith's response, "Oh, I'm sure you are," shows that she isn't intimidated. It's almost like she's teasing him, brushing off his warning with ease. Cloud's next line, "So keep your distance," is his way of trying to protect her by pushing her away. Aerith, however, doesn't take him too seriously, responding with, "Wait, you think someone's out to get you? Is that what you're all worked up about?" Her tone seems curious but still light, as if she doesn't believe he's in real danger. Finally, Aerith reassures Cloud with, "Relax, no one's going to attack you, I promise." This line is really key because it shows how confident and calm Aerith is, in contrast to Cloud's constant state of alertness. She's almost dismissing his concerns, and it reveals that Aerith doesn't seem to take the same approach to danger as Cloud does. This exchange is important because it shows how Aerith and Cloud balance each other out. Aerith is carefree and optimistic, while Cloud is serious and always on guard. It sets up a dynamic that will define their relationship throughout the game. What do you think about this section, Alice?
I think this part of the dialogue is really interesting because it plays with both casual and formal language, while also adding depth to the characters. Let's take a closer look at the vocabulary and grammar. First, when Aerith says, "I heard that, you know," she uses the past simple tense with the verb heard. In Spanish, this would be "te escuché," ¿sabes? Notice how the verb heard refers to a specific moment in the past, making it a simple, direct statement. The phrase "you know" adds a casual tone to the sentence, making the interaction feel more personal. Cloud's response, "how much," is short and informal, which mirrors his pragmatic nature. In Spanish, it would be "cuánto." It's a very straightforward question, showing that Cloud is still thinking in transactional terms, even after Aerith's friendly approach. When Aerith replies, "In your case, it's on the house," she's using a common idiomatic expression, which means something is free of charge. In Spanish, we could translate this as "en tu caso, es gratis." This phrase helps to build a more relaxed, friendly atmosphere, as Aerith is essentially giving Cloud something without expecting anything in return. Moving on to the next line, "Lovers used to get these when they were reunited." Aerith is using the past tense again, this time with "used to," which expresses a repeated action in the past. In Spanish, it would be "Los amantes solían recibir esto cuando se reencontraban." The use of "used to" helps paint a picture of a past tradition, making the flower even more symbolic. Cloud's line, "I'm involved in things, dangerous things," brings us back to the present tense, using "I'm" as a contraction for "I am." In Spanish, we would say, "Estoy involucrado en cosas peligrosas." The repetition of things emphasizes Cloud's reluctance to go into detail, keeping the conversation vague yet tense. Aerith's response, "Oh, I'm sure you are, so," is casual again, showing that she's not overly concerned about Cloud's warning. In Spanish, this could be, "Oh, estoy segura de que sí, y." The phrase so is an informal way of asking what comes next, pushing the conversation forward without letting Cloud create too much distance. When Cloud says, "So keep your distance," we have another imperative, a direct command. In Spanish, this would be, "Entonces mantén tu distancia." It's a clear example of how Cloud is trying to protect Aerith by pushing her away, but the tone is still somewhat restrained. Aerith's line, "Wait, you think someone's out to get you?" uses the present continuous tense with think and out to get. In Spanish, it would be, "Espera, ¿crees que alguien está detrás de ti?" It's a playful way of questioning Cloud's paranoia, but it also reveals her curiosity. Finally, when she says, "Relax, no one's going to attack you, I promise," Aerith uses the future tense with going to. In Spanish, this would be, "Relájate, nadie te va a atacar, te lo prometo." The future tense here is reassuring, as she's making a promise to Cloud, contrasting his constant state of alertness. Overall, the structure and vocabulary in this part of the scene show how Aerith and Cloud interact on different levels, Aerith using casual, playful language, while Cloud remains more formal and reserved. Their dynamic is reflected not only in their words, but in the way they use grammar and vocabulary.
All right, we've reached the end of our analysis. As we saw, the first meeting between Aerith and Cloud is full of interesting nuances, from the simplicity of the words to the emotions that begin to build between them. This dialogue shows us how these two very different characters start to form a connection that will be key to the story. A big thank you to Alice for her analysis and for helping us understand this exchange better. And of course, thanks to all of you for joining us in this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to Kaizen English for more content like this. See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone!